Keez to Cig-cess versus
I
Illinois.
think I made my Keez to success pretty clear.
You did, but you're not Keez, are you? Obviously, you just did a great job of explaining key number one. They have to establish the line of scrimmage. That's on both sides of the ball. You went over how dominant Illinois' front has been. You went over that Carter Smith, Benson, the tackles need to be ready to step up and protect Mendoza.
From Jack,
really
specifically.
Yeah.
He's a game wrecker. He just is. He's like he's Mikhail Kamara level. Like
it's hard for me to watch a team run for 300 yards in 3 straight games and just not expect for them to be able to move the line of scrimmage in this game. And I'm not expecting them to run for 300 yards against Illinois. I think that would be insane, but I am expecting them to be able to run the ball, not at will, but be able to pick up yards and get it when they need it. So more so when Indiana needs to complete a pass and when the passing game needs to step up, are they going to be able to give Mendoza enough time? If they give the guy enough time, the offense has proven that no matter who they play against, they'll be able to get open. I know Notre Dame, everybody likes to talk about. I've talked about it, that it looked like the receivers weren't getting separation early in the game. And yes, that's true. But also Notre Dame's defensive front was destroying Indiana's interior offensive line. And they Rourke had no time to do anything. He highlighted the escapability as well for Mendoza, an element Indiana didn't have last year. So when you look at the concerns, right, you look at the strengths of Illinois, and if the secondary is able to clamp down and pick up for some of the plays that Mendoza may try and make with his legs, maybe Indiana's offense has some trouble moving the ball, but it's hard for me to imagine, again, like I said, this team with their ability to run the ball, not being able to run the ball in this game.
Have they ever scored less than 20 in the Cignetti era, besides the Ohio State game, maybe?
Notre Dame.
Yeah, and I don't think Illinois is as good as those teams. So
even Michigan had 2 guys drafted in the first round off that interior defensive line.
And it should have been 3 with Will Johnson, who's dominating for the Cardinals right now. He was a first-round grade, got hurt, dropped to the second round. So they had 3 NFL starters on that defense just last year.
And then obviously we need to see Kamara get on the board early in Big Ten play. Would love to see him dominate. I'm also very interested to see how they unleash Stephen Daly. They talk about him as being extremely athletic. He was a Buffed and Prime 5-star coming out of the portal. If he's that type of athletic freak pass rusher that we were let on for him to be, then I like him a lot in this game against their offensive line. I think it's going to be hard for Illinois to keep Kamara and Daly and Wyatt and Landino, and hopefully Wheeler can get going in this game, and Tucker's come on in a strong way. We got a lot of guys that can rush the passer, and I think Bones Jones actually is our leading sack guy right now too. So I expect those numbers to go up.
Yeah, I need Havoc. You muted it again. I need Havoc on the.
I got the sirens.
Obviously, it starts on Mikhail Kamara, right? We just need to dominate on that side of the ball. Our defensive line needs to show up. That is the point of weakness that we need to attack, And if we can't win that matchup, it could get weird. Could get scary. Because I think we match up really well with them.
That's what I'm saying.
It's clear. That's the clear matchup where we should be dominating. That should get us over the edge and get a victory here. Illinois
has one threat offensively to throw the ball to, it seems like, in between the 20s. They don't run the ball well, and their offensive line is bad. That's a horrible recipe against this defense. Horrible recipe. And I'm not saying they don't have other guys that can make plays. They probably do, but from what they put on paper for the last 3 weeks, as long as Indiana's defense, key number 2, contained Beatty between the 20s and in the punt return game, just don't let that guy get loose. It seems like he's the only guy who they like to rely on for explosive plays, and I don't expect this to be the game Illinois figures out their run game.
Not against us. It's not going to be against us.
Key number 3, have a short memory. Obviously, Mendoza hasn't thrown an interception yet. The guys have fumbled twice. I think they lost 1. Illinois showed that a Duke team was able to kind of hang in there and lost the turnover battle 5-0. Even if they lose the turnover battle in this game 1-0, 2-0, keep it small, keep the memory short. The defense plays well. I think they're in a fine spot. I don't expect Mendoza to be consumed by the moment. This kid played in big games at Cal. They had game day there for that Miami game. He drove them down the field the 98 yards with my boys drive in a rivalry game. I don't expect guys like Pat Coogan and Carter Smith and Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper and all these dudes who played in big environments last year to be spooked by the moment. So I think we're going to see, even if mistakes are made, and I don't expect there to be, have a short memory, wipe it, because if you let those things consume the game, then Illinois has the ability to shorten the game.
Yeah, and I think another aspect, because I know you're not just talking about turnovers here, you're just talking about, like, in general, drop balls, shit like that, losing a matchup, maybe Hank Beatty gets loose. It's like, forget it, you know? Turnover battle is going to be key here because Illinois has shown that they have a great ability to turn high-level teams over. Like Duke's not – they're going to go bowling this year. They're able to turn them over 5 times. They've shown an ability to do that. We got to get some of our own. We got to turn the ball over. This is where I'm going to call on the DBs and give Bryant Haynes some shit. Like we need some interceptions. We need some fumbles. We need to keep an eye on that turn. If we win the turnover battle, we will win this game. That's plain and simple.
I agree, and I don't want to jump ahead, so I'll go to number 4. They got to win in all 3 phases, dominating special teams. The kicking game specifically, and we'll highlight Frankie again for the 4th week in a row. These are things that should translate. Keep doing what they're doing. Keep producing in the punt game. Hopefully McCarthy's healthy, and Radich keep doing his thing, kicking extra points and field goals. And as long as they take care of that phase and contain Beatty, I'll when they say his name on the broadcast, Beatty. And contain that guy and be smart if they have to punt. But they have, like, you can't, this isn't, we saw what's not winning special teams did to an Indiana team in a big game, and you can't have a repeat of that. Got to take care of the little things. And then, like you just said, win the turnover battle. Illinois doesn't do enough offensively to keep up with Indiana. They aren't going to make enough explosive plays. They don't have enough playmakers. If you keep giving them opportunities to stay in the football game, they are a good enough football team to take advantage of them. Like that, they're not going to be, like, Altmaier's not going to be afraid of the moment. That team's not going to be worried about the crowd. Hopefully the crowd is, and I think it will be, and it will have an effect on the game. But going into it, like, those guys aren't thinking about that. Like, this is going to be a team that's prepared to play. Don't give them extra opportunities. So if you can win the possession battle, the number of possession battles, and execute, I think Indiana makes a huge statement in this game, and I think they do exactly what we've been saying they're going to do for 5 months. Do you have a score prediction?
Score prediction. I had to give one out earlier, but as I've been talking, my score prediction is going to change a little bit. 27-20, Hoosiers.
Interesting.
I had it a little higher than that, higher scoring. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a great game. I think it's gonna be close. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. I really want to say like 34-13. I really want to. But I'm gonna do 27-20. I think that's still an IU cover. And yeah, I'm going with that one.
I'll do it for you. 35-14. I think it looks close early. I think Indiana's ability on offense to run the ball and their ability to restrict the field on defense, unless the passing defense just completely falls apart or Illinois finds this magical ability to run the ball they weren't able to show against as weak of a schedule as people are complaining Indiana played. I just can't. They if they have the offensive firepower to hang with Indiana's offense, I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. But I just think Indiana takes advantage of this moment and makes a statement with a lot of eyes on them.
Yeah, it does feel a lot like Nebraska last year.
I think they're better than Nebraska. They
that's the thing. Like, we're not going to beat this team 56-7. That's just not going to happen.
No,
it's just not going to happen. And it's okay. You know, I think 35-21 would be a great result. I think it'd put a lot of eyes on Indiana. Like, okay, these guys can play. If we win by multiple scores, I mean, that is best case scenario for this ball club. I think we'll see how they do in the rankings that don't matter, but they should, just based on how other movement has gone. If they win like that, they should move into the top 10. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's that. I think I don't hate your score prediction at all. I think it could get away from Illinois just based on the matchup. I just think Illinois they're too good to shy away from the moment and get scared. Like they could figure out the run game, they could figure out that. And their defense is really good. This game could be 13-10. Like it could get that weird. And yeah, it could be. It feels like it's building up to be an instant classic, but would love the Hoosiers to just come out and just belt the ass.
I agree. Makes me feel better that both the on-3 guys, Andy and Ari, took Illinois to cover. So I feel great.
Yeah, that feels right. That checks out. I mean, you have to. If you're going to hype them up all offseason, you got to just take the spread at this point. Like all you pundits got to take.
They have to all take Indiana or Illinois.
All take Illinois.
And then they all have to eat crow on Saturday night.
I would love to see where the money's at for this. Hold on. I'll get back to you. Do some research.